Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book Age of Propaganda, a creation by Anthony Pratkanis and Elliot Aronson. Age of Propaganda, 2001, offers a comprehensive examination of the deceptive art of propaganda. These summaries will guide you through the various techniques employed by propagandists to effectively alter people's beliefs and shed light on how these strategies have permeated our daily existence. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Anthony Pratkanis is both a professor at the University of California, Santa Cruz, and a consultant in the fields of advertising and politics. He has co-authored various books, including Weapons of Fraud, a source book for fraud fighters. Elliot Aronson is highly regarded as one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, having received numerous accolades throughout his career, including the prestigious William James Award for Lifetime Achievement from the Association for Psychological Science. With 9 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book on StoryPlanet.net. To start, this text highlights the importance of recognizing and combating propaganda. It emphasizes the personal benefits of being able to identify and counteract propaganda. This text discusses how those in power use persuasion and propaganda to manipulate the general public, not just in politics, but also in everyday life. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing and understanding these techniques to make better choices and create a better society. Key idea number 1. Persuasion relies on logical thinking and considering various viewpoints. Persuasive techniques are used to influence decision-making and offer informed choices. Persuasion involves presenting arguments and counter-arguments, disproving the counter-arguments with facts. Persuasion occurs through long discussions where one person's opinion changes based on a stronger case being made. This type of persuasion relies on the central root of information processing and involves in-depth analysis of different positions. Central persuasion allows for educated decisions. Propaganda is another technique of persuasion that is not fair and is widely used. Key idea number 2. Propaganda intentionally confuses its message to stealthily spread information without detection. Propaganda aims to influence people without them realizing it, using attractive packaging and distracting tactics. It relies on positive language, framing, and peripheral route information transfer. Advertisers flood consumers with stimuli to prevent critical scrutiny of their claims. Even if people don't pay full attention, they can still be influenced and remember catchy jingles. People may end up making choices without rational reasons due to subconscious influence. Key idea number 3. In propaganda, the credibility of the source and the effectiveness of the message are important for success. Propaganda is about misleading people and is based on 4 stratagems of influence. The first 2 are source credibility, where the person delivering the message is chosen to gain trust, and message manipulation, where the message is misleading. Propagandists use well-liked public figures to endorse products, convincing people to buy without checking the actual quality. They also make positive affirmations that dress up mediocre truths, leading people to believe a product is better than it actually is. Key idea number 4. Propagandists manipulate our emotions to manipulate our decisions in their favor. This text explains 2 additional strategies of influence: pre-persuasion and emotions. Pre-persuasion involves creating a vulnerable mindset in the target by manipulating their perception of reality. For example, politicians use crime stories to build support for projects and distract from economic issues. Gun companies promote firearms as self-defense tools by capitalizing on the fear shown in the media. Emotions also play a significant role in influencing decisions. When people are emotional, they prioritize immediate relief over considering the long-term consequences. An experiment showed that those who believed they were shocking others were more likely to take action for a cause. Key idea number 5. Mass media has an entertainment factor that makes us more susceptible to propaganda. The modern world is filled with messages, but most lack details or explanations. This leads to an overload of generalized information, making people lazy and less likely to consider what they hear. Entertainment has become an addiction, even in the news. People prefer sensational stories over detailed arguments or serious news coverage. This leads to oversimplified messages, like political soundbites, which lack real meaning. Politicians rarely have to explain their ideas in detail, allowing for different interpretations by different people. Key idea number 6. Propagandists take advantage of our desire for justification and social approval, manipulating our behaviors for their own purposes. Humans are naturally social and rational beings, which propagandists exploit to their advantage. They understand that people often rationalize their bad decisions and behaviors as a way to save face. For example, smokers justify their habit by coming up with various reasons to continue smoking. The tobacco companies benefit from this rationalization process, as they only need to get people hooked on cigarettes. Propagandists also use the social aspect of humans, employing techniques like the Grand Falloon, which involves grouping people together while excluding others. Rush Limbaugh, a US radio personality, is an expert in this technique. He refers to his supporters as ditto heads, implying their agreement with everything he says. He also insults and berates other groups, creating a sense of camaraderie among his followers who fiercely defend their group against attacks. This group identity exploits human fear of loneliness and the fear of being wrong to manipulate people's thoughts and actions according to Limbaugh's agenda. Key idea number 7. War is often accompanied by the strategic use of propaganda. Propaganda is commonly used in war, benefiting politicians who manipulate public opinion to support military campaigns. The US invasion of Iraq used fear to justify the action and rationalize casualties. The Nazis used propaganda to vilify Jews during World War II. The Vietnam War exemplifies extreme rationalization, where the objective became vague and the US prioritized avoiding admitting failure over saving lives. Key idea number 8. Cults employ propaganda techniques to recruit members. Cults use the same techniques as other propagandistic groups. They use reciprocity to make people feel indebted to them. They employ distraction to obscure their intentions, often through activities like singing. They encourage new recruits to find more followers, which solidifies their commitment. Cults isolate members from outside influences and promote dependence on the leader. They teach followers to see outsiders as evil and themselves as enlightened. Cult leaders are charismatic and justify their superiority. The end result can be extreme actions and even death. Key idea number 9. Understanding propaganda is essential in order to effectively combat it. When one is knowledgeable about the techniques and tactics employed in propaganda, they are better equipped to recognize and respond to it. By educating oneself and promoting critical thinking skills, individuals can actively resist and counteract the influence of propaganda in society. The text discusses the issue of propaganda and how it affects people on a daily basis. It emphasizes the importance of educating oneself and children about how propaganda works, especially targeting children through advertisements. It suggests challenging politicians, companies, and media outlets on their claims and demanding evidence-based information. It also highlights the power of reading letters to companies and potentially taking business elsewhere if unsatisfied with their response. In conclusion, the text highlights that propaganda is pervasive in our lives, influencing our spending habits, political choices, and children's desires. However, it also suggests that we can counter this manipulation by recognizing propaganda's tactics and gaining a deeper understanding of how it operates. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.